Anti-abortion rights activists rejoiced outside the Supreme Court as the 50-year-old precedent guaranteeing the constitutional right to an abortion has been overturned. The court ruled to overturn its landmark Roe v.Wade decision of 1973. 5 conservative justices agreed to overturn a lower court's ruling that blocked Mississippi's 15-week abortion ban, which was filed by the state's last remaining abortion clinic. The 3 liberal justices dissented, while Justice John Roberts, in a concurring opinion, said Roe and Casey should remain untouched. The Roe decision protected a woman's constitutional right to abortion before a fetus was viable outside the womb. The new decision also overturned the 1992 decision of Planned Parenthood versus Casey, which said that states can't enact restrictions that would pose an undue burden on people trying to access abortion before a fetus is viable. In the majority opinion, Justice Samuel Alito said that Roe was wrong from the start and has had damaging consequences. The ruling now sends the decision on where abortions can be performed back to individual states. Tens of millions of women in the United States will be affected, as more conservative states have been signing limits or bans into law. President Biden has said that the responsibility is on elected officials to pass legislation protecting the right to an abortion. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Montalbano.
And here we are. Oh, you got yours here. I'll put mine on too. So that was a little clip that I wanted to share. For all you guys tuning in or all you guys not tuning in. Oh, you good, Sus? You got your audio set? Okay. So unless you've been sleeping under a rock today, the Supreme Court just decided to overturn the Roe v. Wade landmark case from back in the 70s, I believe. They said, was it 1973? And yeah, January 2nd, 1973. That's where it originated. That's when the initial decision was made, which federally legalized abortions across the states. Now, today, they just overturned that decision. And all that did was just made it a not federally protected act, right? So they didn't make it illegal, but just federally, you can't go anywhere and get it now. And the internets have been freaking going crazy. It's been going nuts. And I don't know. Have you guys seen anything that's been happening today at all?
Well, I just being on social media in general, there
Hmm.
is I don't know if you could I probably could find it right now, but like there's been a bunch of people in Chicago fucking throwing fits over this. Like
Hmm.
there's been rioting over this now.
There's possible riots here in Colorado as well.
It's just like it's
Surprisingly, in California, I've heard nothing.
I've I've seen just a couple protesters out and about as I was at work today, but like
Yeah.
nothing of the sort that was going on in like these other states.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I know we did get the notice today through email, and then I think the Department of Homeland Security issued a warning too for people like, hey, there's going to be people are really there's going to be riots and things like that. So, oh, that's the wife tuning in. Thanks, son. Um, but here's the deal, right? So the main or the loudest voice that I've seen across social media is that women are saying that their rights are being taken away,
Yes.
and that's just not true. That's just like they're talking about the my body, my choice, my right to decide, and this, that, and the other. Matter of fact, I want to share. Let's take a look over at Twitter, right? So Twitter is always a breeding ground for toxicity, and that's where all the crazy opinions are. So right off the bat, we got Bernie Sanders talking about overturning Roe v. Wade and denying women the right to control their bodies is an outrage and a defiance of what American people want. Democrats must now end the filibuster in the Senate. So he took that and he spent it for something else. Roe v.
Mhm.
Wade and once again make abortion legal and safe. And then, oh, here we go
Oh
again.
shit. Right now, I don't mean to cut you off, but
What's that?
let me bring this shit up. Right there is a bunch of people right now in downtown Naperville,
Pull it up.
and I'm got you here. Give me a second. It's live right now.
Here, I'm gonna let you drive the bus. Here, I'll drop this out so you can pull yours up.
Oh wait, I don't. Yeah, give me a second.
Yeah, I have to stop sharing my screen.
Oh yeah, no, you good.
But that's one of the reasons I really wanted to talk about this is because I just don't think that's the case. I don't think.
You see, just
Oh yeah, I got you.
At the mass amount of people
Where the hell is that?
protesting this. This is in Naperville. This is in Illinois.
Oh, in Illinois. Okay.
Yes.
Wow,
You
look
get
at
to see
that.
the massive amount of people like going to bat for this overturn of this.
But I don't think they really don't understand what it means. They think it's taken away their ability to get legal abortions, and that's just not the case, man.
Right.
All it did was just remove the federal precedent saying, "Hey, you can go anywhere and get it," right?
Mm-hmm.
And all the Supreme Court said was, "Hey, we are just giving this decision back to the states to regulate and decide on their laws." Because here's the thing, right? Supreme Court. Does either of you understand what their role is?
Yeah.
Like legally, like what do you think their role is?
Sus.
I might be wrong, so I don't want to say because yeah.
Well, no, I mean, just if you had to guess, what would you think their role is?
Bruh, don't put me on spot like that.
Well, it's fine, it's fine. But I'll tell you, basically, right? Supreme Court, their job is to interpret the Constitution, right? So they get all the crazy cases that talk about that may affect like a core of a constitution, or you look at those rights, anything that's actually listed in the Constitution. That's what their job is to interpret and make precedent on, right? Not make laws. And essentially, this Roe v. Wade thing was looked at like it was a law, instead of a precedent, so to speak. It was bad law in some of the justices' words, right? That is Congress's job to Congress and the Senate, right? The White House. That's those governing bodies' job to go, make a bill, pass it through the houses, and then the president signs it into law. That's their job to materialize something new, not the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court found that there is nothing in the Constitution that inherently gives someone a right to an abortion, right? That's what they found out. Initially, it was just the precedent they set was based on the right to privacy, and that's what gave women the right to like legalized abortions everywhere. And also, you got to think at the time Roe v. Wade was passed, healthcare wasn't the same way it was now. There wasn't as much birth control. There was a lot of illegal abortions going on because states did have the decision making power at the time to regulate that stuff. And a lot of their laws were based back in the 1800s, so they had to update their laws to accommodate all the new stuff. But the base law was that you couldn't get an abortion in certain states unless it was a threat to the mother's life or something like that. And I think that should still be the case, right? Like if the mother's life is on the line, or in those extreme cases that come up, we talk about the R word, we're talking about grape, and stuff like that. Sure, give them I would absolutely take that special circumstance to say, okay, this might be warranted in that case. But majority of women in the US are not being forcibly impregnated. I'm sorry, that's just not the case. And that's the argument a lot of these people make when they talk about this. They go to the extreme every single time. I'll show you my point. I'll show you my point. I'm going to share another social media feed with you guys. So this was something that came out on the Shade Room, right? So they shared an article about basically all abortions being canceled at Planned Parenthood in Arkansas following the ruling immediately. Certain states had laws called trigger laws that were created as soon as Roe v. To basically trigger or take effect as soon as Roe v. Wade was overturned. Some in favor of abortion, some not in favor of abortions. Right? Some states straight up were like, "Hey, we're shutting the shit down if Roe v. Wade gets overturned." Right? I think like Oklahoma and maybe I don't know if Texas was one of them. Definitely Oklahoma. But let's just take a look in the comments, right? So right off the bat, tell women you don't care about their rights without saying you don't care about their rights. 338 likes, man. The simpery is in full effect.
Tragic.
What else we got? A lot of women will put their life in jeopardy trying to have it done in some back alley. No, just go to a state where it's legalized, right?
But most people don't have the access to go to a different state.
Well, this connects to my other point about this whole thing, and I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
There'll be a lot of death following this decision. People don't remember what it was like when abortions were illegal, but many women and babies have died. Most of us weren't even alive when abortions weren't legal.
Hmm.
Very true.
This is crazy. Politics should never control personal choice. It's not. Look, and it just goes on and on and on. What kind of fucking world we live in where I don't have a choice when it comes to my body? And it's that same argument of my body, my choice,
Right.
of my regression. It's just it's so frustrating to me that this is the argument. Or they go to that extreme case. Again, I always look like we talked about before. Yes, it was your choice when you decided to lay down and make the baby.
Right.
It was your choice. Outside of grape, you have the decision to use protection or have your partner use protection. You got day after pills. You got what is it? They have inserts that you can put either in the box or you can put it in your arm for what. Like, there's so many forms. You know what I'm saying? There's so many forms of birth control. There's no reason for someone to get pregnant unless you're just being reckless, which leads to my point of that there's consequences now, right?
Right.
Pregnancy is a consequence.
Now, hold up.
Let's go.
Hold up
Let's go.
there.
Let's do it.
Now, I know it takes two to tango.
Uh-huh.
That's fair.
Yep.
And you be prepared for all repercussions. As
Yeah.
I put on my old man voice. Sorry about that.
Oh,
But
you got.
realistically, you got to think there's also the young people who do it. And do you really think that I'll hit you with it? Gee, 18 years old.
Mhm.
You ready?
Oh, absolutely not. And I took precautions when I was 18.
Yeah, you took precautions, but what happens if it backfires?
Then I deal with the consequence. Then
That's
I have
you.
a baby, right? Like, so I mean, look at it this way: as men, we're told if we make a baby, it's our responsibility. Like, that's just what it is. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
but
saying?
again, that is what we may be told. Who's to say that we have that individual who, puts it out there and makes us have that decision? Also, I appreciate we got a lady's perspective saying that she agrees should be held accountable.
Mrs. G11
But-
in there.
At the same time, and this is where I'm probably going to get put on a completely different spike.
Don't go for
How many
it, bro.
people are willing to take accountability?
But that's the problem.
That is the
We
problem.
literally had an accountability episode. Y'all still hold over my head because my phone died. And I said, I'm sorry. I did
I
a
don't-
whole second
I
topic.
don't bring it up.
I haven't
I don't
brought
bring
it
it
up
up.
this time.
My point is,
Mm-hmm.
I was willing to, hey, what do I need? Like, I know I messed up.
Right.
The resident otaku Jude, know I messed up. What do I need to do?
Right.
But how many people are willing to take that L?
Right.
And to that point, not as I make jabs at other things, such as, a court case we've talked about in other regards, where, people want to spin a narrative.
They sure do.
Like, how many people are willing to take accountability versus, oh, well, I just want to get my side stated on why I'm not wrong.
Correct. No, you're right. In the world that we live in today, in 2022, many people think like that. But I also think there's many responsible, logical thinking people as well. Like, I don't just think everybody in America is dumb and doesn't like. I know for a fact there's people out there who can critically think about stuff and are willing to accept responsibility. I think the issue is that the people that don't want to are the loudest, and they're the ones making all the babies.
That's how it goes. That's how the loudest one in the room is the one who's not willing to take responsibility. All
But it's-
bark, no bite.
Napoleon complex. But my whole
I
point
mean,
is,
fun fact: Napoleon was actually 5'7".
so he was about average height, but they always make him short. Oh, your headset came out. Oh, he's got. Oh, what's he got?
I thought he had something like. What?
No, I was just trying to fix myself in my chair, and I pulled out my mic.
Oh my god! But I mean, I don't know. Like I really get infuriated. I think many folks are doing shallow level thinking with this.
And
when they're
that is true, because you also got to think like the other thing that we do as a nation, we're more reactive than proactive.
Correct.
So thanks,
Let's
Kay. Thank you for putting out that I'm pretty short and that I belong in the Shire. But but my point is, my point is, like, no matter how we go about this, we're always going to react to it. We
Yep.
decided to do this, and as you said, back in that time, healthcare wasn't the best.
Right.
That was a
Well,
way to help during that time.
women were
We've
actually
improved.
dying a lot from abortions back in that time. Like a lot. Like they
We've
were
now
dying
gotten to a
behind
point
alleys.
where we have improved. And
Mhm.
as you stated, yes, we aren't taking the freedom of choice, but the initial reaction to it.
Right.
No one's willing to sit down and think, okay, here's what's actually going on. Federally, you are no longer protected.
Correct.
Do you still have the right to what you want to do? Technically, so
Yeah.
long as the state don't shut it down, which in some cases the state's shutting it down.
Look,
But
this is the opinion though. This is what people are saying.
yeah,
Look at this. This is going to increase the number of people on welfare. Women are going to go back to the old school methods of back alley abortions, which will lead to the possibility of both child and mother being killed. She said, I just can't. And the fact that men even had a deciding factor in overturning this law is baffling. Oh, and that's the other part of the argument. They say,
Men
oh, you're
can't decide.
but again, this
Yeah.
is that knee-jerk reaction to what was stated.
So
it's the knee-jerk reaction, but this is what people really believe. Like, I think even after
Yep.
this initial shock and all, people are going to continue believing like this. They're going to continue thinking like this is nuts. This is nuts. This is ludicrous.
I
Hey,
go ahead.
Sas, go ahead. Go ahead after you.
Oh well, I was talking with a coworker of mine today, and he made it seem like it happened, honestly. And he was talking about this is more for population control in the United States because of the fact that the United States birth rate isn't as where it should be, because we don't have enough people in the healthcare industry to take care of the elderly and so this newer generation, as we proceed, we won't have a newer generation to take care of the elderly. And as we are going forward, we need more, we need more people in that profession, and that's why they're trying to fill the population rate.
Well, yeah,
To that
our birth
extent,
rates have declined quite a bit. Like we're way behind the rest of the world.
but to
But
that extent, if we're
Mhm.
going to, I don't know, get people in that profession, not trying to turn this argument into or debate into something else,
Mhm.
we should offer up that way of education to people and not, I don't know, nickel and dime them.
That's what we're doing now.
Yeah.
We're having a discussion.
Yeah, no, but like that, what I was informed of is that the fact that they're going to be paying more in this profession because they need more people in
Yes, you
said
can,
profession.
but you can pay more for the profession.
Right.
But what does that do for the training? What does that do for the education aspect?
Right.
Because outside of what me and G do,
Mhm.
and what you will hopefully one day be doing, just saying.
Speaking, I got y'all. I
After,
got it.
we'll talk after.
I got it.
But my point is, I got to be an electrician. What's the number? If I was not doing what I do, what's the first thing people are going to ask me?
What do you do
Where's
for
your
work?
degree?
Oh, that too.
Cool. I don't have a degree, but I got experience. Well, you don't got a degree. We're going to pay you less.
Yeah, that's literally like, granted, most jobs be like, we want you to have 10 years, like 60 years experience, and you've only been alive 20 years. It's like, how can, even if you have that experience, you will not be treated as somebody who has a degree,
But then
and
if I have the degree, okay, cool. What's your experience? Nothing. I've been in school the whole time.
exactly, you still get played.
Wait, so connect the bridge for me. I got a little bit lost.
So if you
So
have a degree, you don't have the experience. But if you
Wait,
don't have the
wait.
degree,
Tie it back to the abortion piece or
so
to the Roe v. Wade.
they want folks to get into the medical profession to help take care of the elderly, right?
yes,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So how are we supposed to get there if folks are fighting to get the education, but people don't want to get the education because it costs too much money?
right.
And then when you do have the education, we challenge you because you don't have the experience.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
if this is where the initial problem is, why don't we make it so that the education and the experience not only come hand in hand, but are affordable to folks?
So you're saying make it more profitable, make it more affordable, so more people can get into the field. But
Exactly.
I don't think you want everybody in healthcare though. That's the
But
thing.
that's true. Obviously, you got to look at who qualifies.
Right.
Yeah, I think there has to
But
be for something like that, like for a doctor or I don't know, let's just say a profession, right? Like a skilled profession. I would want a high ceiling for something like that. You know
You
what I
have
mean? I want
most of these, you would need uh, a nurse assistant. You don't even have to go to the length of being a registered nurse or a doctor. You just
mhm.
have to be a certified nurse's assistant, and you can take care of the elderly.
Sure,
Trust
sure.
me, my mom does it. My sister does it. I've dabbled in it.
Right,
It
right.
it's not for everybody. Granted, I know that, but like, if being able to do that in itself is a strength nonetheless. Better, I say better than not me. I ain't gonna even lie to you, because I've done it, and then once the man like started just stripping in front of me, I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm cool. I ain't coming back after this.
He said, I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
I pulled up this statistic real quick. This is from the census.gov website. And it shows the declining birth rate. So this has 2019 to 2021, but
Mhm.
just above there, as you see, it says the birth rate has declined every year since 2008. Like we're actually just having less and less kids. And I think I don't know how abortions contrast into that demographic, right?
Right, but you see how like that post pandemic is just shooting straight back up now because everybody was in the house fucking.
Well, no, it's down.
Yeah,
So
but
look,
from where it is from January 2021
yep,
to March, it is coming
it's a
back
steep
up.
curve. It's a
Yes,
steep curve.
it is coming back up. Granted, it's not where it should be, but yeah, it's still increasing.
Yeah, but what would explain? So you have that dip. Of
Right.
course, we're still doing this is all during the pandemic, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you had that initial dip in 2019 at the beginning, then it went up,
Because nobody
and
wanted
then
to be around people, and then
in
everybody was
2020 it declined again. You had a little steep curve here, and then you saw a steady decline again in 2021.
right.
And the concerning part is that last dip in 2021 is lower than that initial dip in
I have no idea what
2019.
happened.
Oh, what? You still there?
Uh oh.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
But the
I
data
have
is
no
showing
idea.
that the birth rate is steadily going down. So yeah, we get it. We do get a rise, but it's getting
Hmm?
lower and lower every year. Like we're just having less kids now. So that's an interesting.
I'm about to say I'm probably not going to answer that in the first place.
We can
Yeah.
still hear you, Jude.
Yeah.
I don't think he realized his mic is muted, but
Isn't muted, but yeah, we can hear your conversation.
we can hear you.
But
Um, My whole thing is this though. I really want folks to not jump to the extreme argument every time something like this happens. I don't think this is a perversion of women's rights, if you will, right? Like I don't think they're being taken away. I think women still have the right. You just have to really understand what state you're in, and people just have to be a little bit more responsible with procreation. You just can't be willy nilly now. You feel me? You can't.
Yeah. Oh, he
you just
dropped out.
he might come back,
Yeah.
but that's really my point of it all. And again, I really oh, he's got his picture now. That's what it is.
What? No, like I literally don't know what happened. Like everything went quiet. I was confused.
Oh, that's what you were saying. Okay. Well, basically, I was just showing the chart of the declining birth rate, and
Well, I
so-
remember seeing the chart, but then after that, like everything got quiet, and I was just like, I have no idea what the fuck just happened.
oh, that FBI man's listening. That's what it is. That's
So
why
why
my
did I
internet.
get targeted?
That's why my. Oh, go ahead.
I ain't got nothing.
I was gonna say that's why my internet was out earlier because I put that post up and they were like, "Take him out, shut him down, shut him
And that's
down."
why I didn't say nothing. I didn't have no problem.
No, bro, I was really on here arguing. Like I feel passionate about this topic because I want people to be more responsible.
Right.
I mean, instead of just
I mean,
jumping.
don't get me wrong. I understand you, especially wanting people to be responsible. I mean,
Like I
not
want
calling you
people
out
to
for
be
having kids.
better.
Like you would
Right.
want the person who meets with your youth to be responsible should something happen. It shouldn't have
Right.
to come down to that.
Correct. I want my daughters to be responsible when they're of age. I want the other young men out here to be responsible and make better decisions. You know what I mean?
And that's true. And that's true. But from like a very neutral standpoint,
Mhm.
my thing is a lot of folks are just hitting that initial reaction and looking at not necessarily the whole picture,
They don't fully
but
understand.
completely narrowed in on a singular fact.
Correct.
And that initial fact
they're hung on the
was-
headlines.
Yes. Like they're not looking at like kind of like when we got heated over the various other subjects we've hit.
Correct.
Everyone needs to stop, take that breath, look at the whole picture before that initial knee jerk. You don't care about women's rights. Oh, if you celebrated this, unfriend me, like all that stuff, that needs to calm down.
Oh yeah, like immediate. That's all down my timeline.
Right.
Mrs. G11 says the previous generations of women didn't have rights that we currently have, such as many birth control options and the choice of an abortion, which is true. So that's another point in this argument, though, Jude, is that if you go overseas, and we both have been,
Yeah.
if you notice, Japan doesn't have like birth control or abortion or anything like that. Like that's just one country. Most other countries are very strict with this kind of thing. We are the
That's true.
loosest country in terms of like childbirth and our rules on it. So I
And-
mean,
And again, I'm not saying we don't.
mhm,
I'm not saying you're right or wrong either way.
mhm.
Where I'm coming from is yes, we have improved.
Yes,
The folks that are out here rioting, trying to cause a ruckus, saying that men shouldn't have made a decision over women's bodies.
y'all can kiss the blackest part of my ass. The people
My
saying
line.
that. Because I've seen that a couple times too. Oh, you can't say anything, and that fucking bothers me because yes, men they should have a say so in this shit. It takes both
Hey.
our chromosomes to create this
Hey.
baby, and if the woman
Hey.
doesn't want the baby, but maybe the man does, he should have a
Hey.
choice.
Hey,
He should have a fucking choice.
I'm about to Will Smith you in a minute. You
I'm
keep
sorry.
cutting me off.
Go for it, too.
He was
My bad.
passionate about that one.
I understand he's passionate, but calm down. I
Tell black man to calm
understand.
down.
I understand. You heated.
I'm
You are
not yelling.
passionate about this. You want to have faith in humanity, but you want to know what people fucking suck.
That's true. That is
People
They
true.
absolutely
do.
do suck. People let you down. People suck. People will not meet your expectations.
Always.
But the
And
but
that's
the
why we need to just stop. You want to know the best part about me coming back to the States? COVID. You want to know why? The world shut down. People
it did shut
stopped.
down.
People had a chance to think.
Yep.
That is what needs to be done right here, right now. Why? Because the federal government is the one that said, we're pulling back. It is up to the state. We have means to take care of people. If you don't want to have a baby, cool. Birth control. Be
Yep.
responsible with it. Anything outside of an extreme
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's a
is
good point.
within your power.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not ready to take that step in the first place, don't.
Don't or use protection.
That is,
Don't even do that. Just don't.
Just
don't have it.
Always
That's
bet
a-
on a sure thing.
yeah.
Just use your
Always bet
hand.
on a sure thing.
And but my thing, yeah,
Only
you got it.
fans.
That's pretty much it right there. Yeah, because we have all these multiple ways to prevent it, but none of these are 100% unless you just masturbate. That's literally
but
your.
none
But
of
go
these
ahead.
people are talking about that.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna before we start talking about self-loving, Miss G11 has a great question, and I can't answer that because I'm of the male persuasion.
right.
Not
We
just
don't-
that, I am a cis male
There
of
it
this
is.
persuasion.
There it is.
With cisgendered males. I mean, so to her question, I mean, I would say I don't even know. I don't even think the women of today even know.
Oh no, I would ask, but never mind. Never mind.
I really don't think women even understand what it is that because they're so emotionally driven, and they're driven by the headlines and the news and all the shit that's like they don't even know, like they have the most rights that that women have ever had anywhere
Right.
in the world. Like this shit's mind boggling to me. Oh, go ahead, sis. I'm sorry.
I'm actually gonna go ahead. I need to pull something up real quick.
I mean, it's a good point.
The
And
main
sorry
thing
for
is, if there's anything that needs to be fought over, it's just the fact that this is still me, the resident otaku Jude talking, is true gender equality. I don't know what's going on. There shouldn't be any basis. As long as you're qualified to do things, you should be able to do it. That's about it. And I'm not saying this like I'm some kind of feminist. I'm not pushing that agenda because that's going to be a whole nother can of worms. But like, truly, just people treating people like people.
correct.
Like that's it. Like that's the only thing anyone should be up in arms about.
Okay, so I'm ready. I'm gonna
Go
show
for
you
it.
this one. This is also the what people are correlating with this overturn of the bill. Let me. Oh shit! I'm doing something else. Um.
Yeah, you just got to share it through
Yeah.
StreamYard, and I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
So if you read this, it clearly states the fact that this is what I have to take on a daily basis because, to put it frank, my mother almost killed me as a child, 5 through 7. I was beaten the head, well, in the head with a meat tenderizer, and then for her who wasn't her friend who was a nurse to come over and give me stitches for the second time, not in the hospital, at home on the table. She shouldn't have had kids. I now live with CPTSD. Because of this new ruling, I wouldn't be allowed to take my medication, not pregnancy safe or studied. I addressed my mental health to better my children's life, but I now be forced to do just the opposite. I just recently found out about my complex post-traumatic stress disorder, but now my country is telling me because of my gender and my ability to reproduce
What?
that I mean less, that I deserve less rights to any choice. You do not, you are not pro-life. God damn it. Period. My living children's quality of life matters.
I'm gonna be honest. I got completely fucking lost in what that person was saying because all I heard
So,
was victim, 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 victim.
so basically, they're saying the fact that because of because of this because of this overturn, if people like this, people like her mother, are let's just say not in a stable mindset to have children, and they do things that could hurt their children for the remainder of their life, give them PTSD or CPTSD, and so with this being overturned, mm, she feels like more people would like her mother are going to be able to have kids and do unspeakable things to these kids instead of just just going into an abortion and getting rid of said child before they even have the chance to do something like this.
That's the most extreme case I've ever seen.
Yes.
Most people are not just abusing their children.
But nobody, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I'm one on one hand, it's messed up that whatever happened to that person, but on the other hand, it's like
So you'd rather be dead? You
that's
feel
that's
me?
that's
That's the
kind of what that
alternative.
implies. Yeah. But if they're saying that if their mother wasn't that type of person.
But that's that. So that's on the community to look at that individual and be like, you know what? She probably should have. In the family, you
Mhm.
probably shouldn't be
So,
having kids.
and here's where I pull up a solid argument as well.
Hmm.
If you're not ready, sure. Let me disclaimer. Yes, you should 100% take accountability for your actions and what happens.
Right.
But if you know you have no means to take care of another life, why not make that offer to give them something better?
Yeah,
True.
put them up for adoption. Like, there's all kinds of options. I know, Sus, me and you covered the safe haven law
Mhm.
a couple months back with that kid in Chicago who
Right.
actually froze to death. Oh, look at that. We got Carl in the building. Look at that. Jude's right. Folks in general need to sit back and think. Treat folks like people. Quit with the resentment, the hate, and just the foolishness in general. Well said, Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I said it first, but that's fine. No, good. Thank you, Carl.
Yeah,
You
ain't
know
that
what,
how it goes?
Carl,
Get
go
up
ahead,
here.
drop that man link. Get up here. I don't need to be here anymore.
get your ass up here, Carl. Oh
You
my
said it right,
god.
Carl.
I will post it in the description in the comments below if anybody does want to come up. That is the StreamYard link.
Oh.
No Pastor Franks.
No Pastor Franks, but
Yeah.
um, but yeah, man. So I mean, I do agree with what you and Carl both said, man. Just treat people like people. But I
No
think the
Pastor Franks.
We got that.
I
yeah, if
just
we
want to
see
make
it,
it clear.
no
No Pastor
Pastor
Franks.
Franks. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if we see something that looks fishy, if someone does come up, then we'll just remove you out, put you in timeout. Um, I don't know, but yeah, the whole point is just to have the conversation about it. Just get past the initial reaction. I mean, again, that example you brought up, Sus, that was another extreme, and I personally just don't think majority of Americans are doing that. Now, I don't know the exact numbers, right? The exact statistics of people who are abusing their children, or I think one example someone said, "Oh, hang on. I'm trying to find. Oh, they deleted their shit probably." I think they did. Basically, someone said there's going to be like more child prostitution. There'll be more abuse of kids. It'll be more single parents. And out of everything that they kept saying, like I just heard lack of accountability.
Yeah, I was hearing that too in regards to that. It's like, oh, there's going to be more trafficking of women and kids.
Why is that the default think set though? What?
Again, people suck.
I mean, I
Yeah,
get it.
that is
I
true.
get it, but that shouldn't be the default. That's not my default.
I know it's not your default, but in terms of like a mass, we jump to the negative because what all do we see in the news? It's like in most cases, it's negative. When was the
It
last
is.
time you turned on? When was the last time you turned on the news and you saw, people saved and celebrated all the people who got saved?
True. It's been a minute. You're right.
Oh well.
When was the last time you went on? Hey, we just go out, gave people certificates of appreciation. Like, you're a loyal customer. You always show up. You always here. You're always happy. You know what? Thanks, man.
Facts. No, it's true. We don't
Quite
see a lot
frankly-
of stories like that.
Quite frankly, I'm gonna go real deep into something.
Uh-oh. Break it down, Jude.
When was the last time a homie just called to check in and then say they appreciated you?
Well, I mean, we kind of do that.
Yeah, I know we do that, but I just mean someone you haven't hit up in a long time. Maybe you just recently caught up with each other, and you're like, "Yo, you know what? I'm glad I have you in my life."
Oh, aside from our little group, I'll put myself out there. I don't do that. I don't do that to most people because like there's been people I've grew up with besides you two.
Mhm.
Like in real life, like and personally know.
Not over the Xbox.
Yeah, no, but I've hung out with them. I grew up with them. I am that horrible friend. I don't reach out because like I
No,
never know
don't
what to say.
No, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't typically reach out either.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to say, like, between me and Cade, last time we reconnected before it turned into like, hey, I'm trying to run a D&D session. I literally just so happened to be in town after being overseas for like 8 years.
Mhm.
Like, that's 8 years of time. Like, I haven't seen people from my hometown.
Right.
But you pick
And
up like you never left. You know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
you can't always do that. Like you may want to, but it doesn't work like that. I lost one of my friends, like closest friends that I grew up with, to cancer. That's not even going to get into that. But yeah, grew up with him, and like that hit different. But there's another friend of mine who he just now he had his daughter like like 4 or 5 months before I had my son,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like the first time I ever reached out to him because he would always reach out to me in like the past 5 years that I've been gone. So it's like I am the horrible friend. Just,
but hey,
I wouldn't say you're horrible. Honestly, like not everybody is that person who is able to just who reaches out because it requires effort to be able to do that. The key thing is like if you guys pick up like you weren't even apart that long, you know what I mean? And just keep it moving. You know, I wouldn't say you're a horrible friend for that. I mean, some people are in your life at a certain time. Some people are there for the long haul, and some people are just there for a hot second, you know, and you move accordingly. But, you know, as I'm not the greatest person to reach out either. You know what I mean? Because I'm always kind of moving in my own direction, so to speak, trying to figure out what it is that I need to do.
episodes are.
Yeah. But
Even then, like, shoot, going way back to the first Air Force topic, I didn't tell anyone I went to school with I was joining the Air Force. I literally just left.
I know. Like
Happened to hit
Jude
up
was
G,
there.
and he was just like, "Yo, man, I joined the Air Force too." And I was like, "What? For real?"
Come to find out, your ass was in Japan, and my ass was also in Japan, but on the mainland.
Yep.
Yep. That was crazy. I was like, "Oh shit!" And then
y'all
I passed
y'all
you.
didn't. Oh, damn. Never mind. Answer my question right there.
No.
Yes.
Like, we did not hit it up there. Like, it was just convenient. Like,
Yep.
oh, hey, like, I didn't know you were in the Air Force. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you left. I joined the Air Force. I've been to Korea. I'm over here.
Yep.
Dang, I'm in Japan right now.
Like,
For real?
I
Where
too
you
am
at?
in Japan.
Okinawa. Oh,
You're on the goddamn island. I was on the mainland. Yep.
Yeah, I was the beach episode guy. This man's the rest of the series.
Yeah, I was like main episode plus maybe some fillers. He was the beach episode.
And that's it.
And then whenever I did go there, this man's awesome.
Yeah, I did deploy out of there for a little bit, and then I think by the time you actually did come over to the mainland, I had moved again. I went back to Korea again, and that's when you were finally getting over there. So like I was there like in a flash and then gone, and now here we are. I'm over in Colorado world. It's kind of funny.
But to my point and kind of circle it back, like
Yeah, bring us home.
we are not known for actually putting out that appreciation. Like
Correct.
I got this from one of the civilians I used to work with in Okinawa, and that was just the fact that the world genuinely does need more love in it.
Yeah.
We get so caught up on the negativity, the hate, the politics, the toxicity. But really, like, when was the last time we sat down and just took in what we appreciated?
Yeah, you brought this back and you made a good point. This every time we kind of go on the topic of love, right, and just needing better people, I always think back to a conversation that I had with my boy Ramsey. I don't know if he's watching or not, but he comments every once in a while, and really does boil down to we just need to be good to each other and stop bickering over this dumb shit and stop getting aggravated over everything.
Right.
Honestly, with this thing,
Oh,
he did it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
Took a
there he
minute.
is.
It took a minute.
You ugly ass man!
You can't-
What the?
You can't
Shut
talk.
up, man.
Where you been? You ain't shit. Why you always disappearing and answering your phone calls, motherfucker? Then you want to hit me up, talk about some
Oh,
Sun
my
Wukong versus
days.
Hercules bullshit.
What
Fuck
you
you, man.
mean?
I love you, Carl.
Whatever. No, you don't.
Hey,
No, you don't.
Welcome
Hey.
back, though, Carl. Welcome back, man.
I've been trying to get to the last two, but I was busy for the last 2 weekends. I swear. Like, I'm not even joking about that.
Mhm.
Like, every time y'all sent me a link, I was like, I'm gonna miss these because my friends. Blame them. Anyway,
Well, it's all good, man. I
But
mean, what do you have on the topic?
Oh, Uncle Ruckus
so
looking.
do you mind?
Yeah,
I'm about
go
to
ahead.
drop
Go
your
ahead.
GI
Go ahead.
in a minute. Better be careful. Anyway, so this is a really tough one because this isn't just about modern women. This is like, I think about like my own family, like my sister or anybody else.
Right.
So it's just like, but I also get your point. It's like, don't play the victim.
Mhm.
Like if you decide to do what you're gonna do with your body, it's your body, your choice. So whatever you decide to do, don't go crying because you made a mistake, quote unquote.
Mhm.
But for those that it's like, forced on or incest or any of that, it's a tightrope. It's really a tightrope. So, like,
Well, that's yeah.
like I understand, but it's dicey. And apparently Clarence Thomas said other things afterwards.
He did.
Boy, starting to not like that man.
Clarence Thomas is it's kind of funny because they showed a clip of like him in his earlier days, like before he was a Supreme Court justice, and they had asked him. They said, "Hey, do you have anything like? What's your opinion on this? Roe v. Wade?" And he was like, "I don't have an opinion at this time," kind of thing. And and even some of the other justices, they all had very different opinions about what they just interpreted as
Right.
different. So it's. Yeah, I mean, there's some irony there. You could say they flip flopped or whatever, but I mean, personally, I think that the federal government saying, "Hey, we're going to take our hands out of this one. We're giving it back to the states." I think that's fantastic. I think you want the government. You don't want the government regulating stuff like this when it comes to like your body and all that stuff.
And this is where I was going by having that neutral outlook.
Yep. Bring us home. What you got?
Simply put, in all of the things that we got going on in our lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sure, you and I work for the government, G.
Yep.
But
we sure do.
even though we chose to, like, we raised our right hand and we chose to make that decision. But how much of the government do you really want in your personal life?
Oh,
Right.
not that much at all.
Like, you want that government issued baby?
Shit.
Cool. Federal government took that step back, left it to the state.
Correct.
So for all of those fans of the Confederacy, and I mean the true one, not just you putting a flag on your back or your shoulder trying to say you support. I'm talking about the folks who genuinely sat down and were like, we don't want a centralized government. We believe it should be dictated by the state.
Right.
Those folks, the state has the power.
State has the power. You just have to pay attention to where you live now. You have to understand your state laws, and we just have to make better decisions about this kind of stuff.
No one has to go out and do a back alley.
No, you don't.
Nobody has to do anything dangerous or reckless.
Right, and that's Oh, go ahead, Carl.
I definitely said. I remember what I said last time, and I still stick by it. When the last time I was on here, I said, and I quote, "Gentlemen, be careful who you deal with. Women too, and ladies, especially now. You better be extra careful who you spread your legs for, because now it's crucial. I'm not playing. I'm not."
I love how you quoted yourself
He did.
when you could have just said it.
Straight. Shameless plug, yo. Shameless plug.
Shame. You know what? And I quote, Carl, you's a dumb motherfucker.
How many times have you said this? I'm just rolling.
Oh no, when did I meet you again? In the arcade. Oh man, I'm dating myself. Meeting in the arcades. Back when DDR was 50 cents.
Oh my God. Stop.
Bro, real talk. I mean, the reality of it is now, people, there's, and I like to put it this way: you got good consequences and you got bad consequences, right? A consequence of the act of procreation is that you potentially have a baby, and also STDs.
He had to add that part.
Gotta add
that's true as well. That's true as well.
The herpes, the gift that keeps on giving. I'm sure, like, at some point, everyone has had herpes.
No, I haven't had herpes.
Well, it's coming.
No.
No, we ain't. No.
I'll be the first bubble boy in the Air Force.
We're not about to go into my life stories. So I'm gonna tell you, y'all ain't gonna believe me. You ain't gonna believe me.
What did you miraculous?
I can't believe you look in the mirror every morning.
Shut up.
I love you, Carl. You the homie.
Yeah, sure.
So goddamn.
You know I would not say this if I didn't care. And you have been gone for a long time.
You have been gone a long time.
I was only gone for 2 weeks. Stop.
But yeah, man.
I tell that lie, but I know the truth. He
knows the truth. But okay, so I think that to kind of bring us to a consensus, right? Like, we all agree, right? People just be straight with each other. We got to accept some kind of responsibility whenever we're doing this kind of stuff, the act of procreation, and then we can't be so reactive to the headlines, which a lot of people are. I've seen celebrities talking about this. I've seen just regular people, thinking it's the end of the world, and it's not. I don't, because it just makes the situation worse, I think, when you're just, I'm unfriend you if you think this was good, kind of thing, type deal. So, and I've seen it.
You never know. You never know. That one neutral voice. Yeah, go ahead and unfriend me. I might do it, and I wasn't even going to take a side.
Sure,
but at the same time, what was it? I think we were talking about it earlier, that tell me blah 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 without saying anything. Cool.
Oh yeah.
I know you're going to be the first person.
That's off my fucking list.
The first person who is going to come at me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
all because I have a different opinion in general.
That's a very. You just
Hey.
put the nail on the head.
Like you say, if they do that, hands is rated E for everyone. Shoot.
No, I don't even need to fight you at that point. Like, shoot, you are
Well, right.
you told me enough. Tit for tat. Show me a picture of someone who's blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Here's a mirror.
No, you're absolutely right. Because that's a person. So that was one of the key points. Like I don't see how people live in extremes. I don't see how people live in ultimatums, because that can't be a great way to live. It can't be a great way, like it just. And how can your purview just be that, just extremes and all the time?
I can actually answer that.
Oh, go for it.
And this goes to modern women. So modern women, if you're
Oh my
listening,
God.
you're going to be mad at me. I don't care. It's tunnel vision. It's a form of tunnel vision. And a lot of it has to do with also self-defense mechanism. Like, you've been through something so traumatic in your life that you're only going to see, and especially the amount of years you went through it. Like, let's take PTSD, for example. That's a really good example.
But that is also, well, I'm gonna let you finish, but that is also an extreme case.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's very true.
someone off the street. Are you left or right?
Right.
Me personally, I don't do politics. Are you left or right?
Right.
I don't know. Is this a sub versus dub question? Because in some cases, I like some dub voices, but I like the media in the way it was originally intended.
But
Dub
even
was
the
not
people
the way
that
the Lord intended.
But even the people that identify as left or right don't even fully identify as left or right. Like, everything is all flip flop now. You know what I mean?
Nope.
What just becomes clear is that whenever a hot button issue like this comes up, it just completely divides people.
You're either with it or against it.
Yeah,
Right.
you're either with it or against it.
There's no ground for, but let's talk about it.
There's no rationale. Like y'all said earlier, there's no sitting back and then thinking about it. And that's really what I would like for people to try and do. Like, if there's anything you ever learn from G11, and granted, I've gotten pretty hot about stuff. I just told people to kiss the blackest part of my ass, right? But
we all do. Don't punish yourself. Don't beat yourself up. We all do.
Right, but I say that just to say, like, I'm human too, right? I don't have a perfect thinking,
Right.
but just take a second to step back and think logically about the situation. Look at what's really going on. In this case, big government is just pulling their hands out the pot. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less, and we should all be happy about that one. Everybody. So, final round of thoughts.
Expect your government issued children on the 4th of July. It is their day for independence, and they're going to independently wind up in your homes.
I think Ramsey's right. God. The price of condoms will be increasing. Inflation is hitting everything. Gas is already $10.
Hey, all I can say, as long as them Trojans know how to catch and don't release nothing out that horse.
Oh my God.
I can't do it with y'all, man.
There ain't no y'all. That's just him.
First off, you already know I try to make things a little lighter. Especially
I know you do.
Especially with you coming out here hitting me with the month of May.
Yeah.
Back to depression arc.
Bro.
That's not his fault though. That's not his fault,
but man, was that a heavy month.
Hey, wait a minute. Somebody will watch. No. Hey, I think people do recycle those, man. Like, listen.
You disgusting.
You know what? I got something now.
Oh my god.
The
Hey,
squad is here.
the squad, the Avengers have assembled. What's going on?
Would you rather?
Oh, would you rather?
Late.
Would you rather have triplets or need to reuse a condom for a week?
Oh,
Ugh,
Is that
I'm going with
guaranteed?
triplets. Screw
Is
that.
it? Whoa! Slow your roll there, guy. Is this
He's
a
like, what did I step into?
100% guaranteed, or is it? What's the probability, one boy?
let's just say 100%. You're gonna have triplets.
You know what? I'll put a gamble on it.
Oh,
70%.
Oh,
You
fuck.
have at least one.
It's not 100. I'm taking it.
suspect.
20%.
But wait, sus.
Twins.
Just wash and rinse, man.
10% triplets.
Yo,
10%?
nah, I'm taking the triplets.
Taking the triplets.
I don't know if I can do 3 off the rip.
All right.
I was born
will
to double.
wash and rinse the dish. I will not wash and rinse one of the. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm not.
No.
If I had to choose between having triplets my first go if I have sex, or washing out a condom, I'm.
But
If my chances are still if they're not 100%, I'm taking the kids. She gonna take them kids to the chin. Fuck it.
And with that, the resident otaku is out.
But you're cleaning it every time, man. So it's like putting a new
No, it's
one
not.
on
No, the fuck, it's not. I'm not. No, because no, fuck that. I'm not
Just,
reusing the condom.
just flip it inside out so the gel's on you this time.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's disgusting.
Oh my gosh, it's gross. See, I got a story. Hold on. I got story time.
Go ahead,
my
bro.
God.
I think, Jude, I told you this like multiple times because I forget whether I tell stories or not. And I'm really bad at repeating my stories.
Probably
very,
not.
very bad. I need to cut it out. But anyway, so this was when I was with Chris. You already heard about my ex, but this situation kind of begs for that story to be told. So one night we had just got done doing a do, right? Protection always. I don't play that. She asked me if I'd be her baby dad. And I quote, hold on. And I quote, shut. I'm gonna get K. The next time I see him, I'll get him. Anyway, so she asked me that, and I was like, I'm gonna be your husband. No, like I'm not doing. I don't do that baby daddy stuff. That I don't believe in that. I do not believe in that. If you are not a deadbeat, because I know there are baby fathers out there who are really good to their kids.
Sir, shut up.
Yeah, what are you trying to say, sir?
No.
Sir, shut up. It's
You're one of the
Carl's
reasons
story
I said that.
time.
Okay.
But I'm telling the God honest truth. But I'm not gonna be a deadbeat. If I can't bring a child into this world, I will not. Like, and there was also a time when she said she was ovulating. We didn't do anything for like 2 months.
Damn.
Like, because I wasn't playing it. Nope.
Hey, but Carl, you brought up a good point, man. Right? So with what just happened, one of the loudest arguments that I'm hearing is women's rights, right? Oh wait. He says, "Did you like the part where the dinosaur made a loud noise?" That's an inside joke, I guess. I don't get it, but it's still funny as shit anyway.
No, we went to go see Jurassic World.
Oh,
and he suffered through it, so he's getting back at me. I knew he was gonna try it. He was mad the whole time. I don't care.
Okay, real quick.
That's what it was.
If you wanna get back at Kay, yo man, I'm sorry about this.
Uh-oh.
Just ask him about the teleportation circle.
The what?
So, one session, one of our characters goes out of his way to destroy a house, that just so happened to have a teleportation circle inside of it, and the rest of the party decides to go to a very, very terrible circus. And he forever holds on to the fact that he never got to figure out where that teleportation circle goes.
Damn.
He's just always going to wonder where that teleportation circle goes.
Good old D&D.
Oh yeah. But before we got sidetracked, Carl, to your point, you made a very valid point with your story, man, because what you exercised your rights there, right? To having a baby or not having a baby. That's the part I think a lot of people miss, and they don't realize, the women are just saying my body, my rights. Well, it should. I think the dad should also be able to decide, if that baby should come into the world or not, too, right? Because half of our genes are in that baby.
Right.
We donated the genetic material to make that happen. You can't get an
unless we
egg
went to
without
one of
sperm.
those special clinics and let the kids to go hang out in the freezer for a bit.
Damn. or you might just let them start swimming around in some hot sauce.
We're back to
Yeah.
that again.
I was just, let 50% little Jimmy go into a cryogenic chamber,
Oh my days.
and when someone, wants little Jimmy to come to life, they'll unfreeze him and let him do his thing.
And let them swim about.
Sauce, thank you for bringing that up.
Oh my God.
Because actually, I had a conversation about that with a friend at work, right? And he called us, not me, all of us. I ain't gonna put his name out yet. He wanted to come on here, but I won't let him come on because
I heard his name.
You gonna kill him, huh?
G ain't gonna kill nobody. He a bitch.
I'm not gonna. What? Okay, you can say that. I'll let you.
See?
I'll let you slide.
See right there. He ain't gonna Will Smith me.
Anyway,
He won't Will Smith me.
I can't Will Smith you through the computer.
Hey, give me. I got you. I know where he is. I'll be down there soon.
Hey, I know your ass will do it because you's a bitch too.
Anyway, so he said, because I had the argument with him. So he said that both parties were in the wrong. Drake for what he did, and the woman for trying what she did.
Drake was just throwing out
I
trash.
went a step further. I said this. I told him what I told y'all last time. If I was Drake, I wouldn't have did it at all. I would have vetted her, and if she ain't saying the right stuff, see you when I see you. And he was like, "That's misogynistic." I'm thinking in my mind, how is that misogynistic? This man is protecting himself. This man is protecting. He's like, so basically, how my friend took it is that the way I was saying it was that, I was basically telling Drake to avoid all women. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying vet this woman right here, and if she ain't saying the right stuff, she need to get gone. Like you said last time, he got access to all types of women.
He does.
He can be with whoever he wants. She obviously was not the right choice because she was trying to do some diabolical crap. That's all I was saying. I wasn't trying to be misogynistic. I was just basically saying, bro needed to protect himself, because if she would have pulled that off successfully, she would have ruined his life. And then what is everybody? Well, he made that choice himself to sleep with her. And she made a choice herself to ruin his life.
He used protection.
Exactly.
He used he made
some
a responsible
spicy
decision.
protection.
Oh my god.
It's spicy.
Threw a little cayenne in there.
This is some spicy content, so
spicy content.
She should just be happy it wasn't a ghost in there.
Damn.
What?
Damn.
Where did the ghost? Wait, where did the ghost come from?
Ghost pepper.
Oh. Yeah, she would have had to go to the hospital for that.
Yeah, she'd be.
Yeah, this would be the day that she remembers. She almost trapped Drake.
No, but that situation, you know what? He probably did. So I think he did vet. And who knows? He might have even had like a some type of agreement for her to sign or something. You never know with these NDA or like, hey, this is what we're doing. Shut
You
up
never-
about it.
You never know somebody's true intentions, regardless of what they say.
Yeah, right. You don't know. So I mean, that extra precaution, I think that was okay. I mean,
That's true.
she got a mild burn. Nothing serious.
Mild.
That's true, but one thing I learned, and this took a lot of experiences. Body language. It's hard because some people are really good actors, but if you say something to trigger somebody, and it's a trigger that they cannot ignore, that body language is going to come out like that.
That's true. Yeah, if it's something that goes against like their core. But really good conversation about this. I think we're all in agreement on a couple of different points. Carl, you brought up some great points. Jude, you too. Sus, I liked your perspective that you brought in as well. Do we have any final thoughts on the Roe versus Wade situation? Like, do we think it's a step in the right direction? Like, I mean, just honest opinions to kind of close us out. Anybody could start.
So, for me, I would say, again, neutrality here. It's good that the federal government is taking steps away from this, simply because, again, honest question, do you want the government in that business?
No.
Mic drop, walk away.
Well, that's it. Walk away. That's it. Just walk away.
Sus.
And with that,
Carl?
we will see you guys next week.
Wait.
Get your butt back here.
You don't close the
Next
show.
week.
I close the show.
I know, right?
Next week?
It's,
What happened tomorrow?
Oh yeah. Today's
Yeah.
Friday. Fuck.
That's
I'm
right.
lost.
This was a surprise live stream because this shit just happened today. So I was like, we got to get on it. We have to talk about this.
Well, technically, Sunday's the beginning of the week.
Well, that depends on where you're from.
Yeah.
Because in some places, Monday's the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
Y'all getting sidetracked again.
Anyway.
No, we ain't.
But thanks for watching, everybody. Oh.
Wait. I'm ending the show.
Watching everybody. I'm winning the show. Shut up, Kay.
Not even on the panel. Decides to try to end the show on the count. This man.
Good night, everybody.
Wait.
Me and Kay taking over.
All right. We done.
Y'all are ridiculous. Oh my
Cut.
gosh.
Print. Beautiful guys. Sign off. Collect your check in the mail. You get 3 cents. You get 3 cents.
Oh,
you
damn.
get 3 cents.
Oprah. Oh,
G, don't worry about it. I got you, bro. You get the nickel.
Damn.
We will get some serious monetization in the future at some
One
point.
day.
But I guess that is it. Unless Carl, did you have anything you wanted to close us with, man?
9 likes, you get homie in the next episode. It's tomorrow. Let's see those likes right now.
So, what everybody needs to do, whether they be indirectly involved or directly involved, 3 things: breathe, focus, concentrate. Because this is not going to get solved with rage. Like I said earlier, this is not going to get solved with, finger pointing, blame. This is not going to get solved that way. Discussions need to be had. People need to protect themselves. And, the states need to do the right thing. Because even though this got handed over to the states, people may have foul intentions. As much as we want to give them the benefit of the doubt, hey, that's what we're looking at. And that's all I got.
Thank you, Carl. Some solid. And there's homie.
God damn it.
I was like, what are we looking at? Jude, what's that thing?
That's homie.
That's homie.
That's homie. That's homie.
Oh,
yeah, that's literally its name. It's homie. He's a home. It's homie the home.
Homie.
Homie, oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
Item label, if you randomly see this, I doubt it.
Oh God.
Please let us carefree get a homie talk homie. You can keep the money for it. We don't want nothing.
Whoa. Can't speak for everybody.
Shut up, sus. Take your 3 cents and shut up.
You know, I think with that, I'm going to end the show. Hey, before we go, we appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all on the next one.
Tomorrow.
Peace. It's